So Tim, you and I were just talking about the command plan and specifically the why now. And I was sharing that some of the AEs are having a hard time articulating the why now when there doesn't seem to be a compelling event. So, for example, when we have a customer who's definitely going to buy, but they're going to do it on their own timeline, really, whenever it's convenient for them. Or maybe we have a champion who's come from another company and wants to implement GitLab in their new environment. And we're asked to help create that compelling event. Or even if we have a customer who wants to renew via the web portal, but meets the IACV threshold in which we need to have a more complete command plan and a why now. So how do you typically approach these types of situations? And what would you say to help the AEs better uncover a compelling event?
Great couple of questions there. So
Thanks.
this really is about the why now. It's not simply about the why, which I think many sales reps get done with the first couple of discovery calls and they have a pretty clear why. But we oftentimes don't really get the now portion. So for example, we might hear about maybe some easy targets, some lower hanging fruit, maybe a competitor that is, let's say it's Bitbucket or someone else. And we hear that and we think, oh, well, man, I've got a great story to tell them. They can achieve
Mm-hmm.
better, they can produce better products, they can reduce their compliance, they can have just basically a better life and better experience.
Mm-hmm.
But what we don't always get in the first couple of calls is the now. So we hear that we can help a client or we can help a prospect, but it's really important that we get the now. And so sometimes what we have to do is we have to take our happy ears and turn them back off, know that we've got somebody who's ready to spend with us, who wants to move forward with GitLab, and we need to hold ourselves accountable to say it's not just enough to know the why or to assume the why, which is the even worse mistake that I know I've made more than a few times, which is to assume why somebody's doing making a GitLab purchase. So if we
Mm-hmm.
can throw the brakes on, ask a couple of probing, curious questions about, okay, help me understand why you are making this decision or adding these users, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
It does take some practice because it does seem a little bit unnatural at times,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
once we have that why now and we feel satisfied and the client is using the words and we're using their words back, then it lays the groundwork for a really great couple of steps around metrics as we get into the next couple of steps around med pick.
Mm-hmm.